Hi guys, so it's looking likely that Britain will face a general election pretty soon. It could be next year, it could even be, although highly unlikely, this year. However, the Tories know the longer they leave it, the worse it is for them electorally. We've seen some polling which was nightmarish for the Conservatives a few weeks ago. That has somewhat calmed, but is support for the main Tory, Boris Johnson, about to collapse? ByLine Times were out on the street where they spoke to voters who backed Boris Johnson back in 2019. Let's hear what they had to say.
He's broken every promise, every single one of them. Promise, 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 get in. You know, they say we won't raise taxes, we won't raise this, won't raise that.
These tax increases.
That as well. That's going to kill all the lower, low working class. And as usual, the rich are going to be richer.
So you're going to hear this as a common theme about tax rises. The Tories have gone back on their promise of not raising taxes. And while it's going to affect generally the working class more than anyone else, it leaves a bad taste in the mouth of voters. Remember, I've said before, voters don't really care about policy. They care about image. But the image of the Conservative Party is a party that cuts taxes. So if they go back on that, they've basically blown their hopes of maintaining power.
So basically, I've already said I won't be voting him in next time. And the quicker he's out, the better.
And the people that earn super amount of money are not going to be paying their fair share. So it's just not fair.
It is probably taking food off a lot of their plates, especially the ones with children. Very sad.
It was all right until he started his antics recently, yeah. Not so keen now.
No?
Putting up with taxes and that, no. I think he's going to lose his place over that, yeah.
And did you vote for him in the recent
Yes, I did, yes.
We voted for him, thinking he'd do good for this country. And now look what he's doing, he's ruining the country.
I just thought he would do a lot better. And being sort of like a Tory MP and this being a constituency, I thought he would have done a little bit more better for businessmen and for small businesses. We can't pay the sort of taxes and stuff like that they're asking for as well. So,
do you mind me asking who you voted for in the last election?
Conservatives, yeah, Tories. So yeah, I thought they were going to do a lot better. That's what it was. So it's kind of a letdown, really.
Once again, people believed Boris Johnson would do something for them. They said, let's, take a chance on Boris Johnson. Now, of course, many of us were screaming at the TV, screaming at our computer screen, saying, please do not vote for this guy. He's a liar. He's a charlatan. This idea of getting Brexit done, that got him over the line. But it was enough, of course, to help him win an 80-seat majority. But now people are realizing that he's an empty suit. He's a charlatan. And it's good to hear that some people are turning on him.
Broken loads of promises and he's just done U-turn after U-turn after U-turn.
Unrepeatable, basically. I work for the council though, so I need to watch what I'm saying.
I voted for Boris Johnson. See, I'm a nurse. So Boris Johnson, when he weren't well, had a great attitude. And then when it got he had to go back to work and the nitty gritty, he sort of forgot about us. So it's very disappointing, to be fair. I think he overlooks all the local constituencies, really. Originally, because he was our MP and he had come up with all these bright ideas, but he's gone back on most of them. So, yeah. As much as I like him as a character, he's been very disappointing.
And there we have it. As much as I like him as a character, he's been very disappointing. I said this before, people vote, us political junkies care about policy. The average voter doesn't care about policy. This lady, in her own words, voted for Boris Johnson because of his character. And she's a nurse. And I'm really scratching my head here. I assume she's been nursing for a number of years. And she's been through the austerity. She's been through the NHS cuts. She has seen, probably firsthand, much better than I do, she has seen the consequences of those cuts to the NHS. And not Boris Johnson explicitly, but his party has been in charge for 10 years, over 10 years. And she turned around and voted for Boris. But why did she vote for Boris Johnson? Because of his character. You can line up all the policies on one side. People will agree with the policies. People say these are great policies. And then they'll turn around and vote for someone like Boris Johnson. That's why I've said before that Keir Starmer needs to come out as a real person. He needs to drop a few F-bombs. He needs to appear as someone that you can relate to. I'm not a fan of this type of policy, but you need to do it because that's what resonates with voters. Good policies mean nothing if the person at the top who's presenting those policies isn't the right type of salesman. Boris Johnson sold people a lie. Boris Johnson was a proven liar, and he still was able to sell people this idea that he was going to get Brexit done. It was the panacea to all problems. You know, take a step back and think about it, and you'd see it collapse right in front of your eyes. But he was good at selling it. He was good at selling people the solution to their problems. Brexit will get it done. NHS waiting lists, even though we have created them, get Brexit done. Children your children have a leaky roof in their school, get Brexit done. Kids can't find a job, get Brexit done. And it worked. And he was very good at selling it. The Labour Party, if they want to continue with Keir Starmer needs to become more human. I've said he needs to lose his rag in the House of Commons. He needs to turn over a few tables, get people's attention. And then perhaps they will turn around and say, yeah, I want to support Keir Starmer because I like his style. It's not so much about policies. It's about style, it seems. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?